Today on Teach Me How to Vegan.
And so if you find yourself at like a place that's Mexican or New Mexican and there's nothing vegan on the menu, you can ask a few questions.
Yes.
And based on those answers, you could put together an amazing vegan meal.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's especially handy when you want to go out to eat with a group of people and you're the only vegan. That's when you really need these skills to figure out how you're going to enjoy yourself and have a good meal at this place. And not just like eat French fries. But this also will come in handy right now when you're trying to figure out what place you want to get takeout from, or if you do feel comfortable dining out with the right precautions and things like that. It's really obviously important to support our local businesses, especially our small businesses, the mom and pop restaurants.
Yes.
So let's figure out how we can eat vegan at all these places and how we can get some amazing vegan takeout. Welcome to Teach Me How to Vegan,
a podcast where we explore how to switch to a vegan diet.
I'm Tony, a health educator, fitness instructor, and plant-based eating program manager for Animal Protection of New Mexico.
I'm Mickey, a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and vegan cook who likes to play in the kitchen.
Our family stopped eating meat in 2007.
And we went vegan in 2016. Now we like to share with others what we've learned.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's get started.
Welcome, everyone. Today we're talking about eating out. How to find restaurants, how to put together vegan meals at restaurants that aren't vegan, and how to be savvy with it. Right?
Yes.
You do, because when you go vegan, you have to do a little bit of relearning how to eat out and how to put together meals and how to, how to locate where you want to eat out, like how to choose a restaurant. There's lots of resources that have made it really easy to do that.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of pro tips that can help you choose restaurants and put together really good meals at restaurants that are not necessarily vegan or vegan friendly on the surface.
Right.
So this will come in very more handy. Is that a word?
Much more handy?
No, very more handy.
Okay.
After the pandemic, when we can safely and comfortably eat out and dine out all the time. Because I feel like it's especially handy when you want to go out to eat with a group of people and you're the only vegan. That's when you really need these skills to figure out how you're going to enjoy yourself and have a good meal at this place and not just like eat French fries and lettuce or something like that.
Yeah, steamed broccoli and a baked potato with nothing on it.
Right. But this also will come in handy right now when you're trying to figure out what place you want to get takeout from, or if you, do feel comfortable dining out with the right precautions and things like that. It's really obviously important to support our local businesses, especially our small businesses, the mom and pop restaurants.
Yes.
So let's figure out how we can eat vegan at all these places and how we can get some amazing vegan takeout. So just starting off with like resources and how to find places with vegan options. There's some go-to resources that make it super easy. The first one is our New Mexico Vegan Dining Guide.
Yes.
So if you're in New Mexico, you can download our dining guide. It's listed by city and broken down by all vegan restaurant or vegetarian restaurants or non-vegan restaurants that have vegan options. And in order to make the listing, a restaurant has to have at least 2 entrees that are vegan or vegetarian and easily made vegan.
Yeah. So you're not building just from the sides.
Right. So you're not trying to MacGyver something together.
Yeah.
So if you're not in New Mexico or if you're, traveling or doing other things, there's a great resource called Happy Cow.
Yes.
That has an app for your phone and also a website that you could go online.
And this is the best. We found the best vegan pizza we've ever had through this app when we were in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. Happy Cow for the win has been like my...
Yes.
Oh, my God. So many times. That pizza, in St. Louis.
Oh, my gosh. Pizza Head. If you're in St. Louis, go to Pizza Head.
That our family talks about all the time, especially you and,
oh my gosh,
and Constantine. Oh my gosh, you're always like, all of our trips and everything have to revolve around stopping in St. Louis so we could go to Pizza Head and have
Are we
pizza.
heading in that general direction? Can we stop in St. Louis to get Pizza Head?
There was this, I don't even know what it's called, but some mom and pop place in Florida that had jerk tofu.
Oh my gosh, yes. In Homestead of all places. Like small.
Because that's the thing. Yeah, we were in Homestead and it's like, where are we going to eat? Let's check out
I
Happy
was
Cow.
really surprised to find a vegan restaurant in Homestead.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have to drive really far, but Happy Cow said there was something like 1.5 miles away.
Yep.
Let's go check it out. It's this little like hole in the wall
Oh
place.
my gosh,
and
so
then
good.
And then they had jerk tofu, and I was like, this is one of the best meals I've had
Yes.
out like ever.
Yeah. It's so good. We should look it up and give him a shout out.
We should. I know. All right, so Happy Cow, check that out. And yeah, if you don't like to use apps, or if you don't want Google to know your location.
Yeah.
That's
Tony's sister is that way.
My sister is that way, so
yeah.
I get it.
Yep.
You can go on your computer and search by zip code or city or things like that and find places to eat listed online. And then just, there's also filters on other apps. So if you're using like Google Maps or Google Places, or I forget what it's called, or I think it's Google Maps, when you open it and then you like explore nearby and then you look at restaurants.
And then you can click restaurants. It is Google Maps. Yeah.
So with that one, or Uber Eats or DoorDash or
they usually have some vegan filters.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can search restaurants and then you can filter by, fast food or New Mexican or whatever, but you can also do a vegan filter. Sometimes it just says vegetarian.
Right.
But you use that filter and then that helps you narrow it down significantly.
Because a lot of times the thing that makes it not vegan is cheese. And so you can have them take the cheese off and then you have a vegan meal at these vegetarian places.
Right. But sometimes it helps you just easily. It pops up vegan options. I forget which one I was using. I think it was Google, and I just clicked vegetarian. But what popped up was Thai vegan and Blaze Pizza, which has vegan cheese and vegan soy miso. So it wasn't just like having a cheeseless pizza to make it vegan. So you can definitely try those filters on all those other apps as well. So I feel like those are like the go-to for finding places with vegan options. So let's say you're not finding anything with vegan options, or, your family is getting food from this one place. What do you want? Yeah. Type of thing. Okay, now what are we going to do? So here's some pro tips for finding things you can eat at restaurants that you're not sure if they're vegan friendly or not. I have it broken down the way that I think of my pro tips and how to share them, right? So starting with Mexican/New Mexican, because I feel like that's one of the easiest places to eat vegan.
And this is probably Tex-Mex too.
Right. So anything with like Mexican twist or flavor.
Yeah.
These are a lot of times, surprisingly, one of the easiest places to eat vegan. It's also what I grew up around, so it's like my go-to. So that's why I wanted to start with that. And so if you find yourself at like a place that's Mexican or New Mexican or whatever, and there's nothing vegan on the menu, you can ask a few questions.
Yes.
And based on those answers, you could put together an amazing vegan meal.
Yeah.
Right? So first thing you want to know is, are your tortillas vegan? And if they look at you like you have three heads, you can ask, do you make them with lard?
Right.
Because that's the main culprit in tortillas, is if you make tortillas with some oil other than like lard or, animal fat, then they're vegan.
Yeah.
And if you, so you can ask that, are your tortillas vegan? What does that mean? What do you make them with lard?
Right.
No, we don't use lard. We use vegetable oil. Perfect. Tortillas are vegan. So now we've got a good
base.
We've got that. Then ask, are your beans vegan? Or, do you add lard, bacon,
ham, the ham bone,
bacon grease, something like that. And if they say no, we just mash them with vegetable oil. Perfect. So now we know the beans. Or sometimes they'll say the whole beans, we don't put anything in them, but we refry them with bacon grease.
Right.
So now you have to order whole beans. Versus refried beans. Or if it's just vegetable oil, you could do whatever.
Yeah.
Next, you want to know, is your rice vegan? Do you cook it with chicken stock or beef stock? That's usually the culprit. Vast majority of the time, places don't put like meat in their rice.
Right.
But the main culprit that might make it not vegan is stock, chicken stock, beef stock.
The broth.
And then if you like chili, ask if the chili is vegan, or do you add meat to the chili, or stock, beef stock or chicken stock to your chili? A lot of times they don't. It's just spices and chili, and then the meat and stuff is separate. Yeah. So once we know all of that information, then you can make...
Get a burrito.
Burritos.
Soft tacos.
Tacos.
You can do sides with just rice, beans, chili and tortilla, like
tostadas.
Yes.
If the place has sopapillas, you can ask them if they make those with lard. If not, you can do a stuffed sopapillas.
Yes.
You can do chili fries with like beans and chili on top of fries with like guacamole for the fat.
Yeah. For the creamy
factor. And that would be really good. So you can do all those. You could do nachos with just beans, chili, again,
salsa,
guacamole,
guac,
avocado.
yeah.
Like if they don't have vegan cheese, you can put all these other, you can put avocado or guacamole to add that texture and fat for you. And so, yeah, the possibilities could really be endless as long as you have like beans and or, you know, you figure out what your bases and fillings could be, and then you could put something together.
Yeah. And most places, they do this. They don't. We went to one restaurant years and years and years ago where we literally couldn't eat anything. I think the kids ended up eating chips and salsa. And you and I didn't eat anything that night at that restaurant because their rice had chicken stock. Their beans, their whole beans had like a ham bone or something in it. Their tortillas were made with lard.
They put
I think they had
in the calabasitas.
Yeah, beef in the calabasitas, and then it was like bacon pieces, or they fried the potatoes in some bacon grease or something like that. So I think literally it was like fries and chips and salsa that night for us. And then not long after that, because the waitress, she kept going back, and there was like literally nothing. There was two things, you know, that we could order. And after that, they revamped their menu because they were like, oh my gosh, it's possible for people to come in here and they can only order fries. And even the fries were iffy because if they're, you know,
they're frying it
in the same oil with the sopapillas that have lard in it, then, but it was at that point, it was like, you're literally down to nothing. And it was late, and it took them a long time to get to us because we had a larger party, and it was a mess. But they totally revamped their menu after that. Yeah.
So that's the good news, is a lot of places that used to be like that, you know, in today's climate. That's what I was gonna say, but it sounded so goofy. I just couldn't say it. But with the trending, you know, plant-based eaters, people going vegan, all that stuff. Restaurants are aware, and they're not throwing ham and bacon grease in everything these days. So even more so, you know, Mexican places could be a good go-to.
Yeah.
All right, so next I want to talk about Asian, because I feel like this is one of the easiest places to eat vegan too. Virtually any Asian place you can put together, they'll have something on the menu that's like accidentally vegan. Like they're not thinking about vegans per se, but that's just how they cook, because they cook with a lot of vegetables, and they traditionally cook with tofu.
Yes.
So it's like natural that they carry tofu.
Yeah.
And can make meals with vegetables and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know? So if you are, you know, looking at eating at an Asian place, just look for tofu and or veggie dishes.
Yes.
Typically, you'll find something that's like loaded with veggies and rice and tofu, and that's really all it is.
What are some culprits?
That's what I was going to say. So the questions that you want to ask if fish oil is used, because fish oil is a culprit, one of the main culprits.
And I think it's pretty easy for them to take out.
Yeah, so
and they'll cook with something else.
If they say it is, then ask if it could be prepared without.
Yeah.
Most places, whenever this has happened, they're like, yeah, we could totally prepare it without fish oil separately, and it's not a problem at all. Also, ask if the veggie rice, if you're going to order some fried rice, ask if it's made with egg, and then if they could be made without egg.
Yeah.
So that's another culprit. And then the only other thing is if you want to get some egg rolls.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or spring rolls or whatever, just ask, is there like egg or egg wash involved in the process? Obviously, do they have meat inside? Like, what's the filling? But then also, is there like egg in the wrap itself?
Egg rolls are typically called egg rolls because the rolls have egg in them, but there's also plenty that don't have eggs.
Right. So just ask that question.
Yeah.
And then you might be pleasantly surprised that you can get some egg rolls that are vegan.
Vegan, yeah.
And that's like your favorite thing.
It's, oh my gosh,
at an Asian restaurant.
Egg rolls and veggie fried rice. Seriously, my favorite.
Yeah. And then just another thing, you can ask if the place has sushi, ask if there's any sushi options that are vegan or can be made vegan, because most of the time there are.
Yeah.
You know, there's veggie rolls or different types of rolls that only use veggies. And then you just have to
avocado rolls and
And then, you know, sometimes they'll put a sauce on top. Just ask if the sauce is vegan or if that needs to be removed or what sauces are vegan. So you'll be surprised how many sushi options you can find that are vegan. So that pretty much covers Asian, right? But it's really easy.
It's really, really easy at most Asian restaurants, yes. All right. Which is nice.
Yeah. Especially like when you're on the road.
Yeah,
or back in the day when you're just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, our last road trip a couple years ago, we stopped in a small town and there's like 2 restaurants and one of them was Asian. And it's like, perfect. Let's order some sesame tofu and some fried rice and whatever and have at it.
Yeah. And it was so good.
Yeah.
And easy. Mm-hmm. And they delivered. So after a day of driving for like 12 hours.
Bonus.
Yes.
So you can always look for that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Italian. Sometimes Italian can be tricky because there's cheese in everything.
Yes. And all the things.
So here's what you can do. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what you could do.
Okay.
Well, first, ask about the sauces.
Yes.
Usually there's like a marinara sauce that's vegan.
Yes.
By default, just by accident or whatever. Because a lot of times they'll put like Parmesan in sauce or just to make it cheesy. But ask about the sauces. If there's a marinara, then you're golden because you can do some things.
Yeah.
Then, just ask about the bread and the dough. Most times it's vegan. Almost all breads, with the exception of like brioche and just sometimes these fancy breads aren't vegan, but just like, Italian loaves are typically vegan, right? It's just flour and it's just the like basic.
And because you could ask for, if they typically have like garlic toast that they bring out, if it's them making the garlic toast to order, you can just ask them for plain bread. Mm-hmm.
Or you could also, ask the question, because you might assume that it has butter, but maybe they just use oil. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they use some quote unquote buttery spread or something like that that's actually oil and not butter. That's actually doesn't have any dairy in it.
Yeah, that's accidentally vegan.
So maybe it's already vegan. Maybe they could make you a vegan garlic toast with oil or something else. Or they could just bring you bread.
Yeah.
Right. And then you can ask which salad dressings are vegan. Mm-hmm. Most of the times, some of the dressings they carry will be vegan.
Yeah.
And if worst comes to worst, you can always fall back on vinegar and oil.
Yeah.
Which I really like. So hopefully you like that too. I'm always happy with just balsamic vinegar. I don't even really need oil.
Yeah.
So, and you might be pleasantly surprised again. Like at Olive Garden, the salad is vegan if you don't put the Parmesan on top,
Yes.
But that super delicious dressing they put on it is vegan. Last I checked, so don't quote me on that or just go out there. But last I checked, it was. So, pleasant surprise. Mm-hmm. Not to talk too much about salads. Because vegans don't only eat salads. But that's good to know. So if you're at an Italian place, you could just order pasta, because pasta almost always is vegan.
Right.
So unless, again, it's some fancy egg noodle thing, so maybe ask. But most of the time, most pastas,
it's
penne,
plain,
spaghetti, etc., it's usually just vegan. So you can order pasta with whatever marinara sauce or whatever sauces they have that are vegan. Mm-hmm. You can get bread with it or garlic toast. Get a salad on the side with whatever dressings are vegan. If they have pizza and the dough, the pizza crust is vegan, you can load it with veggies.
Yes.
And order with no cheese. And a lot of times if you load it with veggies, sometimes I do miss the cheese, but it can be really good. It can be a really good meal by itself.
Yeah.
Especially I like if there's like artichoke hearts on it and stuff like with different textures.
Yeah.
Then it's really good. So you can order that.
It
pizza
does
with
in
no
a
cheese.
pinch, because we've had to do that.
Yeah.
At times, and it works.
Totally does.
It allows you to be out with your friends or whoever you're out with, and sometimes it ends up being really yummy.
That's a good way of putting it.
Even without the cheese, like you're pleasantly surprised. You're like, wow, this is really hitting the spot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to put it. Like, I don't sit here and dream about let's order pizza with no cheese today. Right. But sometimes you go out and then you're like, wow, that was super good.
Yeah.
Or in a pinch, it was good and I liked it and I enjoyed it. And I
had a fun time.
Was able
with
to
my
share
friends.
time at this Italian restaurant that they wanted to go to. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about good old American, quote unquote. I don't know how else to say it, but places that you go to that would be categorized that, like burger joints or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So the options are usually more limited here. Mm-hmm. sadly. When you eat at these other like ethnic restaurants or whatever, they cook with a lot more vegetables and, you know, plant foods.
Like Dave and Buster's, your options are limited.
Right.
You know, I want to say Outback, and I know that's supposed to be Australian themed, but I don't know if it technically is or not.
Yeah, a lot of these like steakhouses and things like that. It's like, what are we going to eat there? So while the options are limited, still ask some questions. They might have a veggie burger that's vegan. Mm-hmm. Sometimes their version of a veggie burger is like something that's held together with egg. And then it's like,
that's not going to work for me. Yeah.
So, but ask. They might. And a lot of these places are starting to carry the Impossible Burger or the Beyond Burger, which is super bonus.
Yes.
You still also sadly have to ask if their bun is vegan.
Yeah.
Because some of these places, like last time I checked, Dave & Buster's didn't have a vegan bun.
Right.
They carried the Impossible Burger, but the bun wasn't vegan. So who wants to just eat the patty? Or if you're into lettuce burgers, go you. Mm-hmm. I'm not. Side note, I am into.
Could have asked if they had tortillas.
That's what I was gonna say.
Tortilla burger.
I am into tortilla burgers. So if they carry tortillas, I don't know if Dave & Buster's carries tortillas.
I don't remember.
But some restaurants might, and so you could do a tortilla burger if the buns aren't vegan. Mm-hmm. So ask about that. You might be able to get a veggie sandwich that's decent, you know, if they carry some veggies other than like lettuce and tomato.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you could do that. Some places might carry like hummus, which adds a lot to a veggie sandwich and makes it more hearty.
Yeah.
But if they have a decent amount of veggies, you might be able to load it in like a sub roll or something like that and make a decent sandwich that way. Usually fries and or tater tots are usually an option.
Yeah.
There's this joke that like the vegan option is French fries.
Yeah. Yes.
But
I've had my fair share of French fries and guacamole at places before.
Sometimes that's what it has to be.
Yep.
And then, you know, not that we live on salads, but if you're at a place like this, you might be able to get a decent salad.
Yeah.
I always think, I haven't eaten at a steakhouse in my whole vegan life, but I always think if there was some event where someone really wanted my presence there, I'd probably just end up eating a salad and it'd be super stereotypical.
Yeah.
But that's probably the best thing they have.
Yeah.
And you just you have to veganize their salad. Like, don't put cheese on it. Don't put chicken in it.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like I remember Fallon used to always talk about how she would build a meal from the sides. She'd get like steamed broccoli and like a baked potato with nothing on it. Don't put butter on the outside or anything. And she would have them like bring her salsa on the side. So, I mean, you can also experiment at those places with looking at like the sides as well.
That's true. Sometimes that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Especially if the options are really limited. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But like I said, usually for me, it's like fries and guacamole.
All right. So just for fun, as we wrap it up, let's talk about some of our favorite places to eat out.
Okay.
Here in New Mexico.
So our new super favorite is, you can't go there and they're only open on Saturday, but holy moly, are they worth it? Ruby Reds.
Yes.
Best cheesesteaks, vegan cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh my goodness. I have not been able to veer away from the Philly cheesesteaks yet.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They're just amazing.
It's our Saturday thing.
Yes.
And any Saturday, because they're there every Saturday. Any Saturday that we don't get it, Constantine, our 14-year-old, like, oh my God, it's the worst Saturday ever.
My God. And then the next weekend, it's been so long since we've had Rubies.
Like 2 weeks, dude.
I know. We didn't have it last week, he says. Oh my gosh. It's funny.
All right. What other restaurants?
La Salita in town for New Mexican is really, really great. They have a very large vegan menu.
I love them because, one, their refried beans are vegan and they're actually really good. Yes. So I grew up on refried beans, and like I said, that's the side to everything. 2, they have vegan cheese.
Yes.
Which is a big deal
and
to me.
And the first time we went there and got with their vegan cheese, the way they melted it on top, we were concerned it wasn't vegan cheese. Because they did such a great job getting it to melt, melting it right.
Yep. it just tasted like my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because everywhere we would eat out, I would just get refried beans on the side with cheese, and then put a little cheese on top, and then it gets all melty.
Yep.
And it did exactly that. So I don't know what they do. They work some magic there. And third, they have vegan meat. They have Impossible meat.
Yeah, they added that.
So, bonus is their tortillas, their chilies, their sopapillas, everything is vegan. All those other things. So between everything that could be accidentally vegan being accidentally vegan, and then adding vegan cheese and vegan meat, you can literally order anything off the menu.
Yeah, and make it vegan.
Yeah. Without having to remove things. Yeah. You can just substitute vegan cheese or vegan beef.
And before they even got the vegan meats, they have an avocado chili relleno.
Oh, that's the main reason I love them.
Yes.
Because the relleno batter typically is not vegan.
Yep, and
it's made with egg. Mm-hmm. But they use a different recipe that doesn't use egg, and so that's vegan. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like a dream. Like,
it's really good.
Anything you want, you could get vegan there.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a seasonal thing, but they make vegan bizcochitos, which bizcochitos are typically made with lard. Mm-hmm. So you have to kind of go out of your way to make vegan ones, and they do. They've got our back.
Yeah.
in that regard. And then they do the Taco Tuesday special.
Yeah.
It's a steep discount, but then when you substitute the Impossible meat for the other beef, it's like a $2.50 charge per taco, so it adds, if you get 2 tacos, it adds $5. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a super duper cheap meal, but it's still really cheap.
Yeah, it's still pretty affordable. It's comparable,
relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm. And then another go-to is Thai vegan on Osuna.
Yeah,
so good.
We could talk about that for a whole episode.
Yeah.
And the kids love it too. And before the pandemic, they knew us by name. They knew our kids more than anyone.
Yeah.
When my sister took Fortune there to eat one time because he was hanging out with her, she just thought it was so funny how he just walks in and starts talking to the staff, and they're like, "Oh, hi, Hito," and blah blah blah, and they just start talking to him.
Do you want your usual dumplings?
I'll have your dumplings right out. Yep. And then she's just like, "Oh, I'm here. I want to eat too."
I'd like to order too.
But she thought it was so funny how he was like their best friend. And, and they're like, "Oh, who is this? Who are you with today? Where's your parents? Where's your brother?"
Yeah.
So
it's a good place.
Clearly we like that place. Mm-hmm. And we've, as of late, become huge fans of Green Jean.
Yes, I was going to bring up Green Jeans.
Our whole family loves their Trinidad doubles, oh my gosh, their Jamaican patties, their dumplings.
Yeah, the bao dumplings. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize. Somebody let us know.
Oh, goodness.
And then in Santa Fe.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Santa Fe.
We've got a couple places in Santa Fe. We recently discovered Bumblebee. Mm-hmm. And oh my goodness. They have, in the fall and winter, they have a chicken tortilla vegan soup. Oh, gosh. Y'all. It's so good.
It is so good.
And then there's, what's the name of the Jamaican place in Santa Fe too? The Jamaican food truck.
Raz Roadies.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Vegan Jamaican food truck. So good. Jamaican
super good.
Patties.
Yep.
All the things.
Their ital stew.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Definitely. And that's because a lot of food trucks, you have to catch them.
Yeah.
They go to breweries and stuff, and they're on the move, and you gotta you gotta pin them down somewhere to get them.
No.
But yeah, Raz Roadies, he's got a permanent little spot, and he's there with set hours, so you can depend on him being there.
Yep.
And you know where to go and all of that.
And you look for that Jamaican flag right there on Agua Fria, close to St. Francis.
And that is where it's at.
And then the Mexican place downtown in Santa Fe.
Fiesta Oaxaca.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I was in heaven with that place.
Yes.
Because they have
good.
vegan mole, and I haven't had that out ever in New Mexico. And they've got a lot of they have a whole vegan menu.
Yeah.
And lots of great stuff.
And it's more Mexican than New Mexican.
Yeah, it's Mexican.
So it's a nice shift.
Right. Whereas
in that
La
department.
Salita is New Mexican.
Yeah.
Fiesta Oaxaca is Mexican. So good.
Super good.
And then our pizza place that we're in love with, Pizza Etc.
Oh my gosh.
in Santa Fe.
In Santa Fe. Yeah. And then Sandia Crust here in Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're vegan cheese bread.
Oh my god,
y'all. So good. And they have a vegan brownie too, don't they?
They do.
That's where I was getting my vegan brownie. We might have to have that for lunch.
I was going to say the barbecue chicken pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That's vegan.
That was good.
Me and Tinar's. Okay, we could talk for another hour about
but those are some highlights.
Those are some highlights. And then nationally, Pizza Head in St. Louis.
Yes, Pizza Head in St. Louis.
The mom and pop spot in Florida that I will have a name for. What was the name of that bakery in Florida?
96. Oh, no. Well, in New York, we were always hitting up 96 Lives.
96 Lives in New York.
In the night.
My God.
It was
there.
Near Niagara Falls.
Yes.
I forget. It wasn't in the Niagara Falls city area, but it's in that area.
I forgot what city it's in, but it's close there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicest owner ever.
Oh,
she
she's
was
so sweet.
Such a delight.
Yeah.
And the food was amazing, and baked goods. Hello.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Cupcakes and cookies and
yeah. Because we went for we went for breakfast one day, and I think we ordered lunch and took it with us when we went to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And then we went back the next day and had breakfast and ordered lunch and took cupcakes to go. Like, it was so good. Yeah. It was amazing.
And the kids were in heaven.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 days in a row for so many meals, you kind of get. Or maybe 3 days. I think we were there for 3 days, and I think we ate there every day. Like, it was just that good.
We got our fill there.
Yeah.
And then there's a bakery in Florida with the pastelitos.
Happy Vegan Bakers in Miami. Yes.
And you could get café con soy.
Oh my
gosh, which was like the vegan version of café con leche.
Yes, it was so good. We ordered so many pastelitos to go. It was a little ridiculous, but it was so good. Oh.
And what part of Florida was that?
It's Miami.
Okay.
It was in Miami.
Florida people, you got it going on.
Yes.
And if you're not going to these places, you're missing out.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And then I loved in Dallas, Spiral Diner.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Goodness, that was
good.
The best burger I've ever had.
That was good. I think one of the boys had mac and cheese, and it was like some of the best mac and cheese we'd ever had. Yeah.
Spiral Diner, y'all.
And I think I had the chicken sandwich. Did I have the chicken sandwich? And it's so good. Oh my gosh.
I'm blown away, and I don't know why more people don't talk about that place.
Yeah.
More people need to be talking about Spiral Diner.
Yeah.
There's another place in Dallas, like a Mexican restaurant that people rave about, and I'm so sad that we've never eaten there.
I know.
They're always closed when we're passing through town, and it breaks my heart. But at least Spiral Diner is so amazing.
Yeah.
That we've been able to hit that up.
Yes.
And then in Denver.
Oh my god.
City O City.
City O City.
Oh
y'all, the chicken and waffles. Seriously. I wish we had video so I could show your face right now.
I'm so okay, and then I'm not going to name names, but we have some friends that literally go to Denver just to eat.
It's not a bad idea.
We
could use a little get out of the house time.
I saw them
maybe not.
This was before the pandemic, where they're like, oh, Denver trip. And then, you follow people on Facebook or whatever. And it's like, oh, they're eating out at this place. Oh, they're eating at City O City.
Yeah.
Oh, they're eating there again. And they're eating at this other place. And now they're shopping at Nooch. And I keep looking for okay, what concert are you going to? Or what's the event? Who are you visiting? And then it's they come back and I'm like, what'd you go for? And they're like, to eat.
To eat.
We did museums or whatever. We did other touristy stuff.
But we went to eat.
But really just went to eat.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's my kind of people because we would totally
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We went there just the two of us for a concert. We had a real reason.
Yeah.
But I was like, I would totally just weekend getaway here just to eat at these places. City O City 5 times.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like we have all these fancy excursions everywhere. Yeah, we are road tripping with the kids in a car for 10 hours a day for some of them. It sounds dramatic because we've had a couple cross country trips the last couple years. Graduation, national competition, so we're not these, fancy world travelers.
No.
We're trudging along in the car with kids.
We're road trippers that are vegan foodies.
Yes.
And we get super excited to find vegan.
And we intentionally, we plan for that for the road trip. That could be a whole episode too. Is how do you road trip while vegan?
Mm-hmm. Well, first you plan your trips around Denver, Dallas, and St. Louis. That's step one. And I can't wait to discover more gems because I hear about them all over the place.
Yes.
There's some good places in California, but it's funny that none of them are like jumping to the top of my head right now. So they obviously weren't.
Oh, what's the one we went to after Legoland? It's a little chain. That one was really good.
It's like they had the word veggie grill.
Yeah. Was it Veggie Grill?
I think it was Veggie Grill.
I think so.
Something very plain Jane name.
Yeah.
And I was, at first, I saw the name. Yeah, I looked it up on Happy Cow. And it's like, oh, it's literally 1 mile away. It's like 2-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
But the name Veggie Grill didn't sound that good. Like, I don't really want like a
But no, it was good.
Slab of grilled squash now. Or something. That's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
And then we got there and it was like, oh,
there's a vegan chicken sandwich.
Barbecue ribs thingies. Yes. It was all vegan place and mac and cheese and all this stuff.
Yeah, we're like, okay, this is what we wanted.
That was what I wanted after a long day at Legoland. I forgot about that. And then there's that other place, Native Foods.
Yes, in Colorado when we were in Colorado for something else. Yeah, Native Foods
that
or something like that.
So good.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah, it's been let's talk nationwide, and I just start dropping all these places. Like, we are really important influencers, and we get around.
Not even. Although we might be entertaining if we were. We're not, but we might be entertaining.
That's actually my dream job. So
yes,
if anyone's hiring someone to just travel and talk about food, we are the number one candidates.
We can help with that.
All right. That was a fun little bonus wrap up. So wherever you are, I would love to hear about vegan gems.
Yes.
In
let
states
us know.
we didn't mention.
Yes.
We need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because we, like I said, we're road trippers and we plan on getting out more. And tell us about the amazing places that we should go to.
Drop some suggestions.
All right. That was fun. Hope you enjoy your takeout. Hope you enjoy eating out safely and happily. And we will see you next time.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. We release new episodes every 2 weeks. You can always email us at plantbased@apnm.org or visit our website at apnm.org/plantbased for classes, recipes, and more resources.
See you in 2 weeks.